welcome back to Real Reviews. This is Cody Williams, and we're here to talk about the movie, The Nun II. It is the newest entry in the Conjuring universe and direct follow-up to the previous Nun movie that released a few years ago. I myself wasn't a fan of the first Nun movie because I thought it relied too much on jump scares while losing focus on everything else. When I first heard that a sequel was being developed, I was thinking that this was going to be a mulligan for how terrible the first movie was. After wanting to give this new movie a chance with an open mind, I finally watched it, and I'm ready to talk about it. The movie story follows the powerful evil as it begins to spread throughout a town in France, as word gets out that a priest has been violently murdered. As Sister Irene begins to investigate the murder, only to find a demon is behind it. The same evil that terrorized her previously as a nun, Valak, whom she once again soon comes to encounter. You know what? The movie wasn't half bad. It is an improvement over the first movie, but that's not saying much of anything. Granted, it doesn't go without saying that the movie itself does have flaws, and of course I get to those later. For now, let's talk about what the movie does do great at, whether it be the beautifully shot on-location cinematography, dazzling special effects, great acting, and that's pretty much it. Just as I expected, this sequel doesn't learn from its past mistake from relying too much on the scares. This movie is overindulgent on the scares, and it becomes just downright annoying at this point. If you've seen as many horror movies as I have, you tend to get to know the many different scare tactics, as some would say. This movie in particular uses pretty much every single scare tactic out of the book you can think of. It wasn't scary by any means, but it did get pretty nerve-tingling with some creepy imagery thrown in. That's where we come to the film's visuals. First things first, I absolutely love the on-location shots in various parts of France. With the right lighting, it makes for some very good-looking, creepy, scenic backdrops that's perfect for this movie, making the cinematography just stunning. When it comes to other kind of visuals, the special effects were not that bad. There is an overabundance of CGI in the final showdown in the last act that was kind of iffy, but generally speaking, the special effects were pretty good. One particular part that really stood out to me, special effects-wise, that I thought was really cool, was the scene utilizing magazines on a wall where Valak shows up. Before anyone says that it's a spoiler, trust me, it's not. It's in the trailer. Another thing that I forgot to mention is that the makeup and costuming in this movie is flat out amazing. Actress Bonnie Aarons is phenomenal as the demon nun since her first appearance as the character in The Conjuring 2. Aside from her, there's a cool, creepy surprise that was also well done with the use of costuming as well. If you've already seen the movie, you probably already know what I'm talking about. When it comes to the acting, Taissa Farmiga once again returns as Sister Irene. I've always enjoyed her acting since her days on American Horror Story. I thought she was great in the first Nun movie, and she does just as great in this new sequel as well. Another great addition to this movie is Anna Popplewell, who you may remember as Susan from the Chronicles of Narnia movies. Didn't expect Storm Reid to be in this movie, but even she was great as well. What really bothers me about this movie in particular, and I'm sure many others feel the same way, is the timeline where this movie sits at in the Conjuring universe. If you know beforehand, you pretty much know the outcome of the ending, and it's rather unfortunate. I guess it's not all about the destination, it's the demons we face along the journey. That's the saying, right? I do think that the movie is uninspired a bit when it resorts to stealing a part from Raiders of the Lost Ark, particularly when Indy uses the staff to find the location of the Well of Souls. To top things off, the writing was mediocre at best, and it's nothing worth bragging about. Other than that, I thought this movie was just meh. Overall, The Nun II is kind of a step in the right direction for the series, despite the fact it does tend to trip over its own feet along the way. It's not the best or worst movie in the Conjuring universe, but it's just right smack in the middle. There is a mid-credit scene, so make sure to stick around after the movie is over. If anything, this movie is just average at best. I give this movie a C. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel to keep up with my real reviews.